Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we make sense of the Wall Street jungle. And today we're diving into Inspired Entertainment's latest move. Get ready, because this report might not tell a whole new story, but it does confirm the page they're on. So Inspired Entertainment is telling us what happened on August 6, 2025. This is a current report, kind of like a quick update on what's going on. Companies file these when something significant happens, and in this case, it's all about their latest financial results. This is Inspired Entertainment, the company we're looking at. They're letting us know about their performance for the 3-month period that ended on June 30th, 2025. First, a little background. Inspired Entertainment is incorporated in Delaware, which is a popular state for businesses to set up shop in. They've got a commission file number here, which is just a unique identifier for them with the US Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. And here's their IRS employee identification number, basically their tax ID for the company. Now let's look at where they are. Their principal executive offices, the main place where they're run from, are located in New York City, and the zip code for that office. Here's their main phone number if you ever needed to reach them. This report is what's called a Form 8K. Think of it as a special announcement form. Companies use it to tell the public about important, unexpected events. The main reason they're filing this report today is to talk about their results for the financial period that just ended. This is where we get to see how they've been doing. So on August 6th, they put out a press release sharing their financial performance for the quarter ending June 30th. This 8K is essentially attaching that press release, so everyone has official access to it. This is a crucial part of how public companies communicate their financial health. Their stock is traded on the NASDAQ, and the ticker symbol you'd look for is INS. The main thing they have listed on the exchange is their common stock. This represents ownership in the company. When you buy INSI stock, you're buying a tiny piece of Inspired Entertainment. The form also asks if they are an emerging growth company. This is a designation for newer companies that can take advantage of certain regulatory flexibilities. It seems like Inspired Entertainment is not taking advantage of these extended transition periods for new accounting standards. And here's the really important part of this filing the exhibits. This section lists the documents that are being officially submitted with the report. This is the key exhibit. It's the actual press release they issued on August 6th that contains all the juicy financial details we came here for. Incorporated by reference means that press release is officially part of this filing. And this refers to an interactive data file, often in a format called XBRL, which makes financial data easier for computers to read and analyze. It's for more detailed, structured data. And this signature block tells us who officially signed off on this report for the company. That would be Simona Camilleri. Her title is General Counsel, which means she's the chief lawyer for the company, responsible for making sure all their legal and reporting ducks are in a row. Now, let's get to the meat of it, the actual financial results from that press release. Remember, this filing itself is just the official notification that a press release with financial results was issued. The underlying press release is where the numbers are. Think of it like this. We're looking at the envelope that contains the important letter, and the letter is the financial results. While this 8K doesn't contain the full detailed financial tables that you'd find in a quarterly report like a 10Q, it points us to where they are. The key takeaway here is that Inspired Entertainment released their financial results for the second quarter of 2025, the period ending June 30th. Generally, when a company files an 8K like this, it's to announce significant events, and financial results are definitely significant. Companies like Inspired Entertainment are in the business of entertainment, often focusing on things like virtual sports, lottery systems, betting terminals, and other gaming solutions. Their performance, therefore, is tied to consumer spending on entertainment and gaming, as well as regulatory environments that govern these industries. When we look at companies in this space, a few things are always important. First, revenue growth. Are they bringing in more money than before? Second, profitability. Are they making money after all their expenses? And third, how are they managing their debt and cash flow to ensure they can keep operating and investing in new opportunities? Without the actual numbers directly in front of us in this document, it's a bit like getting a movie trailer without the movie. However, we know that the press release they referenced would contain the key metrics. Typically, this would include revenue figures, gross profit, operating income, net income, and earnings per share. For instance, if the press release reported a 10% increase in revenue compared to the same period last year, that would suggest they are gaining market share, or that the market itself is growing. If net income dropped by, say, 20%, we'd want to understand why. Is it because their costs went up, perhaps due to inflation or increased investment in new technology, or is it a sign that their core business is struggling and they are losing customers? The fact that they are reporting their results on August 6th for the quarter ending June 30th means there's about a month's lag. This is pretty standard in financial reporting. They need that time to compile, review and verify all their numbers to ensure accuracy. In the broader context of the gaming and entertainment sector, companies like Inspired Entertainment often face competition from online platforms, traditional casinos, and even other forms of leisure. Their success depends on innovation, adapting to changing consumer preferences, and navigating a complex regulatory landscape across different jurisdictions. For example, if they are heavily reliant on physical gaming terminals, changes in consumer behavior that favor online gaming could present a significant risk. Conversely, if they are at the forefront of developing engaging virtual and digital entertainment experiences, they could significantly benefit from these trends. The mention of the press release being attached as Exhibit 99.1 is the crucial piece of information here for anyone wanting to get the details. This 8K confirms that the company is complying with its reporting obligations and informing investors about its recent financial performance. It's a routine but vital part of the investor communication process. Looking at the structure of this filing, it's a very standard Form 8K. It's designed to be a quick and direct way to communicate material events, and in this case, the material event is the release of their quarterly earnings. The company is essentially saying, hey, we just told the world our financial news, and here's the official record of that announcement. The core of their business, as suggested by their name and typical industry focus, likely involves providing gaming content, platforms, and services. This could range from digital lottery games to virtual sports betting and arcade-style amusement machines. The performance trends in these areas would be what we'd be scrutinizing in the actual press release. For example, a strong revenue growth in virtual sports might indicate successful new product launches or increased popularity of that segment, while a decline in older terminal revenue could signal a need to update their product line. The fact that they're not opting out of extended transition periods for new or revised accounting standards suggests a commitment to adopting the latest financial reporting practices. While this might involve some upfront work, it generally leads to more transparent and comparable financial reporting in the long run, which is good for investors. In essence, this report is the official confirmation that Inspired Entertainment has shared its financial update. It directs stakeholders to the press release for the specifics, and it fulfills the company's duty to keep the market informed. The real story, the numbers that tell us if Inspired Entertainment is winning or losing, would be found in that attached press release. If that press release, for instance, showed a significant increase in online gaming revenue and a decrease in land-based operations, it would signal a strategic shift and a response to market trends. Conversely, if both segments showed declines, investors would be looking for clear explanations and a solid plan to turn things around. Now let's think about what this means from an investor's perspective. When a company releases earnings, we're not just looking at a snapshot of the past, we're trying to predict the future. If Inspired Entertainment showed strong growth in its digital offerings, that could indicate a successful transition to newer, more profitable channels. If their traditional offerings are declining but not at a rate that outpaces the growth of their digital side, then they might be successful transition to newer, more profitable channels. If their traditional offerings are declining but not at a rate that outpaces the growth of their digital side, then they might be successfully navigating a market shift. However, if there's a broad decline across all their revenue streams, it raises concerns about their competitive positioning and the overall health of their product portfolio. We need to see if they're innovating and keeping pace with competitors who might be releasing more engaging or technologically advanced entertainment options. The lack of specific financial tables in this particular 8K filing means we can't dissect particular numbers here, but it points us to the press release, and that press release is where the analysis really begins. Imagine a press release showing a 5% year-over-year revenue increase. That sounds okay, but if their operating costs also increased by 8%, then their profitability has actually gone down. That's not a good sign. It means they're spending more to make less, which is a warning flag. We then look at their net income and earnings per share. If those are also down, it strongly suggests that the company is facing challenges that need to be addressed. The strategy for companies like Inspired Entertainment often involves a balance between acquiring new customers and retaining existing ones, as well as managing intellectual property and technology development. If they're investing heavily in research and development, for example, we might see a dip in short-term profits, but that could be a positive sign if it leads to groundbreaking new products that secure their long-term market position. The General Counsel signing off, Simona Camilleri, signals that the company stands behind the accuracy of this filing. It's a formality, but it reinforces the seriousness with which these reports are treated. Ultimately, this 8K serves as the official notification that investors and analysts can now go and review Inspired Entertainment's latest financial performance details, likely through the press release that's now publicly available and attached to this filing. So to wrap up, Inspired Entertainment has made its latest financial statement public via this Form 8K, essentially pointing us to a press release with their second quarter 2025 results. While this document itself doesn't spill the beans on the numbers, it's the official trigger for us to go and find those numbers. It confirms they are a publicly traded company committed to transparency, and it gives us the starting point to understand their financial health and how they're navigating the dynamic entertainment and gaming industry. Now, what's my take on this? Well, without the actual numbers from the press release, it's hard to give a definitive opinion on Inspired Entertainment's current standing. This 8K is more of a formal announcement than a detailed financial report. However, the story here is about timely disclosure. Inspired Entertainment is doing what it's supposed to do, keeping investors informed. The real test will be in the details of that press release. Are they showing consistent growth, especially in their digital offerings, which is the future of entertainment? Or are they hampered by declining revenues in older formats without sufficient growth elsewhere? I'd say the biggest opportunity for them lies in continued innovation and adapting to the ever-changing consumer preferences in the gaming and entertainment space. The biggest risk? Falling behind technologically or facing tougher regulations that could impact their core business. What's your take on companies like Inspired Entertainment? Do you see them as innovators paving the way, or are they struggling to keep up? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth corporate analysis. Also, join our Discord community, linked in the description below for more discussions and insights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.